Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Weekman, and this is the special youth edition of the Fishing Guide Podcast. Happen to have my grandson here, Grayson. He's nice enough to show up. Weren't you, Grayson? You like to fish? Mm-hmm. Yep. You fish right down here at the house, don't you?
Uh-huh.
What do you normally catch down there?
Sometimes medium fish and sometimes medium fish.
Medium-sized fish?
Mm-hmm.
Bluegills, bass, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. So he does...
I practice fishing at home.
And you practice fishing at home? Yeah, casting?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right. So the thing is, he's here. He's going to talk about the different reels that he uses for fishing, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just start out. You started casting like a reel like this, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
It was like a Zebco Bullet or this an Omega or Delta. And you can throw this really far. How far can you throw this?
Sometimes like this far.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Really far.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, long distance. Okay.
Someday I'm going to learn how to throw farther than you.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to catch more fish than me?
I think someday I'm going to catch a big fish.
A big fish?
Mm-hmm. When I'm 10.
When you're 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're only 6 years old now, so.
Uh-huh, and I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me. That's right. This is your first time being on the podcast show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is another kind of rod and reel that you've been throwing. This is Zebco Rome.
Uh-huh, and I already know how to throw that now because you teach me.
Yeah, this is a bait caster. This is hard, isn't it? This is a lot harder than the other one, isn't it?
I practice, now I know how to.
Yeah, so that's different. This is harder, but it's fun to throw far, isn't it?
Papa?
Yep.
Someone just tested you.
Yeah, maybe it was a fish.
No.
Fish don't text, do they?
Yeah, they do.
How do fish communicate? How do you think fish communicate?
They do blub blub, and then it goes through the water to another fish, and then it goes to another fish, all the way across the water.
Through sound through the water, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty cool. So let's talk about, do you use a real long rod or use a short rod? Which one have you been throwing it with?
Sometimes I use the big one and the small one, and sometimes I just use both.
What's your favorite thing about fishing?
Do
you like catching them?
I like catching them and throwing back in the water and eating them. My favorite kind of food is fish. Yeah.
It is,
and spaghetti meatballs.
Yeah, that's two completely different things right there, but that's good. So if you had to pick a lure, what kind of lure would you pick? Do you like these square bills? Mm-hmm. You like square bills?
I like both of them more.
Oh, you do? Mm-hmm. Because you use live bait some, don't you? Mm-hmm. We cheat. We use some night crawlers and stuff to catch bluegills.
Yeah, when those things are on them, sometimes they're just fishing ones that don't have any dings on them.
Right.
And you just put the bait on it, and then they catch it. Sometimes they have these too to catch them, and they think it's a real fish, and they gun to it. And we put the bait on it, I think.
You've even caught some on a spoon, haven't you? On a spoon, dropping it straight down on the boat. Remember that? Remember that day we caught some big stripers that one day. I think we caught like 3 stripers that one day on spoons and actually just dropping them down. You can see them. Oh, yeah. But you look at the graph. Remember looking at the graph and seeing what looks. It's kind of like a video game, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Except it's better, right? Because the fish. What does it feel like when a fish bites?
I like when a fish bites.
Yeah.
Because I just reel them so fast, so can get it, so doesn't jump off, and be like, "You're my fish. You're my dinner."
You do reel them pretty fast. Sometimes you reel too fast.
Yeah.
You would be good when comes to like a buzz bait or something like that.
When when it's pulling down,
yes,
that means there's a fish.
Right.
Yeah. But if it's really pulling,
yes,
and you can't reel it in because it's too hard, that means it's a stick.
Yeah, it's hung up, right?
Yeah.
So you've been caught up. You've caught a stick before, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have.
And fish.
I think mostly you have thrown crankbaits, and you've thrown some topwaters. Remember that topwater buzzed on top when you reeled in, and it plop 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 plop. Remember those?
And it was like whoa, 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 like
Yep.
And when it went really fast, it goes underwater and spins.
Yeah, that was a spinner bait. You were throwing a spinner bait that one day, and so that was pretty good. So, is there any tips that you can give any other young anglers out there about fishing? Like if they wanted to catch more?
Yeah.
Yeah, what would you tell them?
You need to throw farther.
Throw farther.
From the land into far of the water.
So make long cast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it like this big.
Yeah.
This big.
The problem is you like to throw real far, even when you could throw short. You like to throw as far as you can.
Yeah.
So.
Some fishing rods, you just drop and not cast. I like the casting ones, so you can catch one and reel it in. But
you can take your fish off your own hook, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of times, what's really surprised us when he first started doing that was we said, just wait a second. And Grayson already have grass, because you got to be careful holding fish, don't you?
Yeah, they might slip off you. Whoop, 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 whoop,
and they
whoop,
fall
in
down,
the water.
yeah.
And like, whoop, 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 whoop. And the signal goes to both of them, and they jump over us. I think that's really cool.
We had that one that bounced off the deck of the boat. It just bloop, bloop.
Yeah,
fell right into the water.
It was like boom, 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 and then it was like.
That's exactly right. So
yeah.
I tell you what, that's going to do it for this edition of the Fishing Guide Podcast, Youth Edition, with our special guest, Grayson Young, was here. Yeah.
And I'm 6. And my name is Grayson.
There you go. We'll make sure we get that spelled right when we put it out there. Good stuff happening. So, like I always like to say, make sure you keep your hook sharp and your lures in the water.
Yep. And remember to always go fishing and swim. And sometimes you have to take a break of fishing.
That's right. Go fishing.
Yep.